Hey everyone, welcome to the call. I'm going to mute everyone real quick. There we go. Oops. All right. Hey, thanks guys for popping on. Wendy's team. Yay, go Wendy's team. All right, super excited. You guys, I'm actually jotting down some notes here. Let me put this light on. I think that might help. Yeah, you can see my face better. All right, thanks. So thank you. Welcome to the call. We're going to just go over a few things that have been on my brain, have been on Wendy's brain, just some basics, some thoughts that we just have been thinking about, some important things to go over. So some of you, I don't know, actually one of you, Randy, I don't think we've met in person yet, but I'll just share a little bit of my story because there might be some people that pop on or listen to this later that are brand new and they have no idea who I am. So I'm Megan Goff. I'm a Sapphire Ambassador with Plexus. I started 2.5 years ago for products only. I saw potential with the business, but didn't really see it for myself. I saw other people successful, but I didn't have the belief that I could actually do that, do what they were doing. Sharing, it was scary to me. So I had a lot of health issues stemming from mold. I had just a lot of hormone, autoimmune, just food sensitivities, things like that. And so I was hopeful because Plexus was, helping people with their gut health and root issues. I was chronically having chronic low blood sugars, and I was intrigued because the pink drink was more comprehensive than what my naturopath was working on with me. And so I thought, well, I'll just transition over. It's cheaper. I see a lot of people giving their thumbs up, and I'll give it a try. And I was kind of at the point in my health journey that I was like, what's another $100? I've already spent tons of money. I'll go ahead and try it. So I did. I started. In my first week, I saw my sugar cravings were less. I was more cheerful. I felt like my mood was enhanced. I wasn't a sad person before, but it just was that little subtle blood sugar balancing, I think is what it was. And then I quit. About 2 weeks in, I thought it was affecting my milk supply negatively. I was nursing my baby, number 5. And I thought, okay, I think this is not for me. So anyway, long story short, baby had a tongue and lip tie. So I got back on the products. They were actually helping my milk supply and helping me be healthier. So about 6 weeks into my journey, I thought, you know what? It's now or never. If I'm going to share this, I need to do it. And I was actually really in research mode about the products. So I was kind of subconsciously building my belief in the products. And that's what really caused me to share. And also I saw other people sharing, and there was actually a lot of people that had reached out to me about Plexus. A year and a half before I started was the first time I was exposed to it. And then multiple people over the course of 18 months reached out to me, started sharing on Facebook. I started watching and listening, and it was intriguing to me. And actually a family member had reached out to me. I didn't actually join her team. I honestly couldn't join everyone that messaged me. So I had to go with the person with the best follow-up, which was Carrie Netherton, my sponsor. She's just Johnny on the spot with follow-up. So there's a plug for following up with people because you never know when you'll sign up a jewel. So anyways, I saw my cousin-in-law starting to share on Facebook, and I was like, well, maybe I should share too. I guess in my mind, if I'm doing Plexus, I want to sign up my circle, my family, my circle of people. I really don't want other people signing them up. So it took a lot of personal growth for me to wrap my brain around doing Plexus. Honestly, I considered referring people to other ambassadors because I was like, I don't know that I want to be noted for the Plexus salesperson. But you know what? I saw benefit with the products, and then I knew that the business was great. So that was just kind of the nuts and bolts of my story. I did not go silver my first week. So I started sharing about 6 weeks in. It was at the very end of the 2-month mark for me that I went silver. So people's journeys are all different. If you have a slower journey or a faster journey, like it's just unique to you. And it kind of depends on what your goals are and how fast you want to go with your Plexus journey. So there's 2 things that I feel like are so essential. I tell people two things. If you're going to do Plexus and actually work a business with it, there's two things that I think are vital: the secret code to success and the IPA journal. And the IPA journal is a brilliant little booklet. All it does is give you your to-do list for the day, and it's great. You have contact people, follow up people, contacting different people in your on your team, things like that. So it helps. I feel like it helps establish a routine, and it helps keep you consistent. So that is very, very good. If you don't have those two things, invest in it. Seriously, it's a write-off for your business, and it will pay you many times over if you do those two things. The other couple kind of nuts and bolts things that I would just say right off the bat is utilize the pinned post on our team page. Our big team is called One Team, and you can actually set it to the favorites in your group list so that when you go hop on Facebook, I suggest twice a day, scroll that team page. There's good information posted in there. I think sometimes people that don't really know how to utilize Facebook, they just scroll. And so sometimes they'll see stuff on the team page, sometimes they won't. But if you go specifically to the team page twice a day, you'll be able to plug into the information that's shared there. But on a phone, you won't see the pinned post. You'll actually have to click View Pinned Post. And it's a resource now. I've added a lot of things to that. There's some calls that I suggest people do right off the bat on how to be smart on Facebook, how to utilize, because basically what we're doing as Plexus ambassadors is we're utilizing social media. So it's Instagram, it's Facebook, there's other things too, but becoming a master at basically marketing yourself on social media is how we train to be successful in Plexus. That's how I was trained, and that's how all the successful jewels, or most of them, I would say, have grown their businesses. Network marketing has been around for a long time, and you can talk to people in person. The people that do that tend to go slower, unless you work some sort of really social job. I mean, I know there's some hairdressers. I mean, obviously, they have captive audience in their seat all day, every day. So, I mean, that's a little bit of a different story. But for me personally, being able to be at home and just simply learn how to utilize Facebook, that's how I've grown my business. I would say I've hosted only a handful of events, and I've done one vendor event. So it's been all Facebook, which is encouraging. To me, that's exciting. And then I did just do another resource for the team. It's called Megan's Notes. And I systematically posted pretty much my MO, what I do. So from the get-go, when I get a reach out, or when I reach out to someone, or they reach out to me, hey, what is Plexus? And then I systematically go through. After 2 years, you kind of develop, you realize there's a kind of a system. It's pretty much the same conversation with every single person. And basically how I work through chatting with people, what I send them, what I say, and then, are you ready to sign up? Let's do this. And then I send them, and I copy paste all of these things. And Megan's notes are actually from the notes in my phone. And it's super simple. All I do is copy paste, copy paste. So I put it there so you guys can save those specific notes to your phones and copy paste, and you're chatting with people, and it will hopefully make your life simpler and easier. So, okay, I just wanted to go over a couple questions that I feel like are helpful. The first question is, what is your goal? So I feel like that is the key thing when you're starting Plexus. And some people's goal is simply to get healthy. And that was my first goal, is just to get myself healthy. And then my goal kind of morphed into something a little bigger. Well, I'll maybe get my family healthy. And then it morphed into, well, maybe I can help some other people get healthy. And so deciding what that goal is will help you get where you want to go. And some people's goal is simply to get the products for free. And so I encourage people, go silver. Go silver this month, especially. Help your people get to silver this month because of the double bonus. And so basically they have a huge income earning potential, and it'll cover their products for a couple months if they're doing the triplex. And then, okay, this is another thing. What is your rank goal? Some people's goal is just to get their products paid for. Some people's goal is to hit a certain rank, like, oh, if only I could get to Ruby, that I can quit my job, or it would be a huge blessing to our family. We could pay for XYZ vacation. It's a house payment. It's a car payment. That would be a huge blessing. So after you set those goals and write them down and make them visible, is decide and make a plan. And your plan will look a lot like the IPA journal, and it will look like a Frank's list. And if you're not sure what a Frank's list is, you can go to our team page and just type in the search bar Frank's list, and there will be some great information that pops up. But it's basically an acronym for a memory jogger. So it's friends, relatives, acquaintances, basically people in your circle that you know that would either be interested in the products, the business, or both. And I love Melissa Eichenhorst's video called List of 63. And what she does is qualify that Frank's list. So instead of just making a big old long list of people, it's actually qualifying people. So you have a list of successful, influential people with big networks. Then you have another column of people that are needing the products. You think that they'd be interested in those. And then there's another column of just business people, people that are successful, people that you think, hey, they would be really good at this. So I really liked that because it actually gives you more of a organization to your Frank's list. Okay, so the next thing, I was just going to ask some questions. So the first question is, what is your goal? The next question is, where is your belief? So if we look back to my story, my belief was being built from the get-go because I was learning about the products. And I was really intentional in constantly having a video, listening to why the products work. Like I wanted to know the details behind them. And then, so I was kind of accidentally building my belief in the products. And that's why I started sharing from the beginning. I feel like there's several areas where we need belief. We need belief in the products. We need belief in ourselves. We need belief in this business, and we need a belief in network marketing. And so I would just encourage you to kind of pinpoint where are you lacking. Maybe you lack confidence or belief in the business opportunity, or lacking belief in network marketing because you're like, oh my word, people have all these preconceived ideas about network marketing. It's perceived as this, and I will agree, network marketing has really had a bad rap. I feel like people that are older than me kind of have negative feelings about network marketing, but honestly, there's a lot of new companies out that are changing the face of network marketing, and I would encourage you to get some books and read. There's one called Beach Money that I read when we were in Florida. It's a short read, and it was really good. Network marketing is the best industry on the face of the planet, and I say that with full confidence and full assurance. Not everyone's going to do it, but it's brilliant. It is so brilliant. The idea that a company would pay regular people to basically do their marketing for them and then reward them generously is brilliant, because word of mouth is awesome. I had a music business, actually a couple of music businesses, and it was all word of mouth and made great money. You're offering a great service or great products like Plexus, and word of mouth is awesome. So I just encourage you, where are you lacking? Study. Knowledge is key. I feel like knowledge is key when you're healing yourself. So people that are simply happy wholesalers, I don't even like using that term anymore because I don't believe anyone should be a happy wholesaler. I think they should all at least help 3 people get healthier. So knowledge is key, even if you're just wanting to help your body heal from a health issue. And then build belief, read and listen. I would say use your car as a rolling university. Always have either personal development things going on, so listening to things, or I just put on calls. I'll listen to any call, product call, team call. Go to Plexus U. That's an awesome resource. Any of the YouTube channels that I posted in the pinned post, there's Tamara's, there's Jessica's, there's mine. There's a whole lot of other Plexus people. Maybe you haven't listened to any Diamond documentaries yet. Go listen to some of those. You might track with one of those leaders better than me or Tamara or Jessica, and plug into their training. Most of them have YouTube channels that are public. I just want to be super efficient with my time, and I don't have time to waste. And so if I have moments in the car, I'm on a walk, put an earbud in, get to learning. The next question I was going to ask is your foot on the brake? Is there any, and I feel like that is so important to ask ourselves. Sometimes it's subconsciously, and if you've read The Secret Code of Success, you'll read about what he talks about in there about head trash. So many of us have, I think all of us have a certain amount of head trash in our brains, and it's affecting our effectiveness, and it affects our jobs as moms, wives, in our plexus business, in ministry. It's all related, and to me, there's always benefit in personal growth, personal development, realizing those things. And I didn't really touch on this, but belief in yourself, like the last question I asked. If you don't believe in yourself, you can't be successful in something like plexus. You have to be able to visualize yourself as successful, and it starts with getting rid of the head trash. And when you have those negative thoughts, or you start to realize, oh my word, that was head trash. Where's that coming from? Flipping that. And he talks about in that book, The Secret Code to Success, having your affirmations where you're asking yourself the right questions. Write your fears down. I would encourage you. So if your foot is on the brake, subconsciously, identify your fears. I had a little note here. I was very scared in the beginning, like I have already said, but ask yourself, why is my foot on the brake? Why am I scared? What is the root of the fear? Do I believe this opportunity is for me? And this is basically applying the affirmation idea that's in the Secret Code of Success book. And consider, this may be less about you and more about the people you can help. So just keep that in mind as you're thinking through these things. Mindset is so essential. If your mindset is, I'm bugging people, they would never want to do this. What else? I don't know. They're not interested. Any of those mindsets that we struggle with, if you have that sort of mindset when you are private messaging people or doing some reach outs or even making some Facebook posts, that spirit will come through on your post or in your message, or that lack of confidence. So I would just encourage you, get your mindset right before you do your reach outs. Pray. Now, I would encourage you guys, this is something that I've done from the get-go, is pray that God sends you people that need this business, need the products, and get your mindset right before doing those things. So, and it can be a minutely thing. It's not like you just identify it and then you're on. I mean, I still struggle with certain fears or certain mindsets or certain head trash, and I have to be conscious about getting rid of that. So this is another question that I had. So first question is, what are your goals? Where's your belief? Is your foot on the brake? And question number 4 is, what is your priority? So this is just the bottom line. Something will always come up. There's always going to be kids sports things, kids music things, what else? Work, family things. And I would just encourage you, if you have a goal in mind, if you have a certain place you want to get with Plexus, is make it happen, just do it. And that I feel like the 2 things that kill people in light of success with the products or success with the business, the 2 things, consistency and expectations. If you're not consistent with the products, you won't see results, or you won't see as good as results, right? It's the same way with the business. If you kind of sometimes do your IPA journal, or you sometimes do this, or sometimes post, I mean, people are going to see that you're not really all in, and you won't be credible. So consistency builds credibility. I think Jessica Heffley always says that. And then the second thing is expectations. Some people expect a miracle overnight. They expect that the products are going to be a miracle, or they expect that the business is like you get rich quick. And that's not how this works. This is a true business, and what you get in is what you put out. Or what you get out. If you treat it like a hobby, it'll be like a hobby, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's fine if that's your goal. Like, we're here to help support your goal, whatever it is. But if your goal is that you want full-time income, or you want time freedom for your family, then your expectation is, well, I'm going to have to work for it, right? I'm going to have to grow myself. I'm going to have to get people on my team that are better than me. I'm going to have to learn leadership skills. So the expectation is huge. The products work and the business works, but sometimes it's just a matter of our own expectations of what we expect in light of it. And I mean, I feel like my journey was somewhat fast, but there are some people that hit diamond in less than a year. To me, that's super fast. But, the expectation, I was fine with my journey. I felt like it was somewhat fast. The momentum was there. we went pretty quick. But I also worked my tail off to get to where I am now and where I want to be. I'm still working hard. So the consistency thing is so key. And like, I'm not going to say it's easy. Like for me, I'm a homeschooling mom of 6 kids. I worked Plexus through this last pregnancy. I stay up till midnight or one in the morning every night. I think some people think, oh, she just had the right people join her team or this or that, like all those thoughts we have. But really, guys, a lot of my work I have to do when my kids are asleep. I mean, it's a little different now that Justin's home and we're able to tag team more, and I can be on a call with you guys at 10 in the morning while he's assigning the kids to different things. But it's not going to be easy. It's going to take work, but it's not hard work. I mean, in light of what the tasks that you have to do are, it's simply doing the things, and it's simple things. I would encourage you to listen to Jessica's little Facebook Live call. She did one called "Why Isn't My Team Growing?" And I kind of did a spin off of that for our team page. It was probably 2 weeks ago. So you can go back and listen to that. She had some really insightful things to say. I appreciated what she had to share. Okay, so simple things, and I have just a quick little list that I jotted down. So plug into the team page, like AM and PM. That's a good time to just plug in, see what's shared. Our team is working as a team to share on the team page. So there's a team out in Maine that shares on Mondays. Tuesday, it's the Tennessee team. Wednesday, it's Wendy's team. Thursdays, it's another gal out in Maine. So it's super fun to hear from other leaders on our team, not just me all the time. Because I realize not everyone tracks with my personality, what I have to share. And so that's why it's so exciting and so helpful to have other people sharing. So definitely utilize the team page. Do the trainings. Like right now we're doing Silver and 7. I've been posting in the mornings. Sometimes the stuff gets bumped way down on the team page, so we have to search for it. But those are so helpful. Encourage your teams to plug in, even tagging them. I know Cassie Johnson is one of the girls that was with me since the beginning, and she said that I was tagging her in information, and that's what sparked her interest in even working the business a little bit. So sometimes if you tag people on our team page, it's not like you're tagging them publicly, but in the team page, they'll start to see oh, she thinks I should do this training. So anyways, that, and then hopping on the calls when there's team calls, say any sort of Facebook, Facebook training. So I wrote down how essential, Facebook posting is. It's like the lifeline to your business. Some people are able to post on Facebook alone and get to silver. If they have a lot of influence, you may be able to get to gold simply by Facebook posting. I would say that most people have to do reach outs. So, and that's how I think I posted and reached out, and I still do that. So consistently reaching out is where it's at. I think that both of those together. And if you want to go fast, post twice a day about Plexus, twice a day about non-Plexus stuff. And make sure that your life outside of Plexus is very interesting, because that's what will get you a following on Facebook and Instagram. Plug into the 7-day challenges and plug your teams in and your potentials. Utilize those. Those have been so beneficial to our teams. Anytime there's an online sip and see or any sort of event, definitely do everything that you can to plug your people into those and to attend those, and invite new people. That's the exciting thing, is when we host those things, it's really to help all of your teams plug in and learn, and that's what builds belief in people, is really see the third-party validation from everyone coming together and doing those. Okay. The next thing I was going to just mention real quick is the 90-day rule. It's basically a little thing that Carrie Wilkerson taught us in Hawaii. It's all it is basically what you do today affects what happens in 90 days. And if you guys listen to Bridget Ryan's call about how she has grown her business, it's that one that I drew a prize for. She was just saying that she connects with a lot of new people. And then she has that 90-day rule in place where she's meeting a lot of new people online, and just chatting with them, and they're starting to see her life and follow her. And then she said within 90 days, they bring up Plexus and they start asking questions. So the 90-day rule, I think that it's interesting. It's a law that there is sowing and reaping. The more you sow, the more you'll reap. So like when we're saying the 90-day rule, it's basically when you're reaching out to people, when you're connecting, when you're posting, all those things, you're sowing seeds. Water with a little personal development, some skills, adding skills to your toolbox, and you're going to eventually harvest, because it's a law. It's in the Bible. What you sow, you'll reap. So what you do today, it matters. The little things matter. Successful people get really good at the little things and focus on the fundamentals. 5 people a day keep leads coming your way. That's what Sarah Robbins mentions in her trainings. What you say matters, what you post matters, and what do you attract? I think those are important questions to ask. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to cover really quick is team building. So if you're wanting to rank up, yes, you can do what Bridget Ryan did and simply recruit all those people yourself. I personally don't want to recruit 450 people. That is overwhelming to me. I would rather that I sponsor some people and then everyone takes off and sponsors their own people. That doesn't sound like time freedom to me to recruit that many people. So, but she has found a way that works for her. So I'm not like being negative in any way towards her. I think the encouraging thing is that she's found a niche. She's a very interesting, engaging person and has a huge following on social media. In person, she's fairly introverted. So it just goes to show you, you don't have to be a certain way. Your network doesn't have to be a certain way. She said that none of her close friends or family wanted to do Plexus with her. So what did she do? She didn't quit and say, well, no one wants to do it. She said, okay, well, I'll figure out a different way. And so that's how she's grown her business. But if you want to rank advance, you really have to work on team building. This is all about teamwork. And you want to recruit people that want the business. That's the bottom line. If your team's not doing anything, if you feel like no one wants to go to silver, you're asking them, hey, how if we get you an accountability partner? Love Brooke Hemingway. If you haven't utilized her team trainings, go to YouTube, go put an earbud in and start listening. She's awesome. Like, she's a nurse, mom of almost 6 kids, and she's so calming, so bare bones, like no fluff, just kind of tells it like it is. And her team is like rocking it. And simply because they encourage everyone to get one accountability partner. So the idea is getting a lot of people to do a little. And my mindset has kind of shifted, because in my team, I had a few people doing a lot. And I think when we shifted our mindset towards, hey, let's work on our team and help a lot of people do a little. Let's help, Sally over here. Let's help her get an accountability partner. Let's help Jenny. Let's help Jenny over here. She says that she has a couple friends that might want to do it. Let's help her and support her and build belief in her. Instead of assuming that, hey, people see what I'm doing, they just repeat what I'm doing, they'll be a rock star, and they'll recruit 10 people to their team this month. That's in reality, there's only a few people like that. The majority of people are going to do a little bit. But you want to attract and you want to get those people on your team that want the business. They see the vision. They start to catch the momentum and roll with it. So if you have people on your team that aren't doing anything, that don't respond to you, that aren't interested, they just simply want to be closet ambassadors, there's nothing you can do in light of making those people necessarily. You can continue to reach out and plant little seeds, send a little video every once in a while, but then it's like, you know what? Those people aren't going to get me where I want to go. I'm going to go find new people. And I'll just share a little story. Making new friends is really important. And when we've been traveling, we chat with a lot of people. I think it's natural when you're in circles that you're not usually in, or you're meeting people. It's naturally that it comes up, what do you do? And then you get to tell them what you do. I always just say something like, hey, we work for a health and wellness company. And sometimes the person's on to the next thing, asking the next question, or telling me about their thing that they do. Or sometimes I'll have an opening to say, it's called Plexus Worldwide. Have you ever heard of it? And most people have never heard of it. But anyways, we were at the ARC encounter, and that was in April, or no, that was in June, sorry. June, we were at the Arc, and there was a cute family that sat down next to us at the cafeteria, and we were just eating and chatting with them. Justin really connected with the grandpa. And then there was his daughter was there with her family. They have 5 kids. The baby was like 3 weeks old, so I was like, oh, baby, cute. And so we were chatting, and we became friends on Facebook. Anyway, she's a nurse practitioner. She saw what I was doing with Plexus. She's like, hey, I need some of that. And she's added, well, I don't know how many at this point, but the last time I checked, she had added 14 people to her team, and she joined in June. So it's sometimes you meet the right person at the right time, and they have an influence. They know the right people. They see the vision. They're all in. Okay, so that's interesting. There's another gal that I met at a friend's wedding in March. She joined for products at the end of April. And she's like, I see potential with the business, but I didn't push her. I was like, that's fine. She's like, I'm not ready to share yet. I'm like, okay, I think you should. But she joined at the end of April. In June, she made her first post, and she's kind of the same story. She's added almost 20 people to her team, and she's talking to gobs and gobs of people. So just to encourage you guys, go out of your comfort zones, meet new people. When you're traveling, when you're on vacation, look for ways to, and it's not like I'm not looking for the next person to sign up for Plexus. To me, it's connecting with people. It's learning the art of networking. They may never ask me about Plexus. They may never ever be interested. But if they do have a need, you want to get them to be friends on Facebook if you have conversation with people. But you will find people that want what you have. So I think sometimes it's easy to assume because of our Facebook or our small Facebook circles, oh man, everyone knows about Plexus. It's really not true. We were in New York City, guys. There's gobs of people. Go to the airport. Oh my word. Like the world is big and we're not even worldwide yet. So there's a lot of exciting, interesting, fun things happening. And you guys are at the in Plexus at the right time. We have the right products. We have the best opportunity. And yeah, so exciting. So 2 things. There's a local event in Tuscola on August 1st. So if you're local, make sure you plan to be there and bring your teams, your customers, and your potentials. It's as belief building for your team, and it's really vital that they're there at those events because they get to hear in-person stories that these people are real. And they get to basically ask questions. They get to hear. There's so much gleaned at in-person events. So I just encourage you to definitely plug in. And posting on a team page or in a chat thread isn't the same as private messaging someone assuming that they're coming and saying, hey, can't wait for, this event. Who are you bringing with you? Who's coming? And that can be, and so assume that they're taking that leadership role when you're reaching out to them. And then there's also a cookout that we're hosting on August 12th at Walnut Point State Park. So that's all for any local ambassador that wants to come. So, all right, real quick, we can take some questions and then we'll pop off. So if you have a question for me, just unmute yourself on the left-hand side. There's a little mute button.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
For your 7-day challenges we've been doing each month, can we invite people even if they don't order a 7-day? Can we kind of use that like a sip and see and just invite them just to kind of just invite potentials without them ordering?
I always make it that they have to order. They have to order something. So any customer, like to me, if you have a new customer on Triplex, they get to be in the group. If they are a new ambassador, they should be plugged in. So I don't add people unless they've actually ordered. I feel like part of the benefit to the 7-day challenge is being privy to all that information and all those live testimonies. So they're basically paying for 7 days of the pink drink, but they're also paying for that huge belief building week of testimonies and information. But online sip and sees are a great idea. There's a lot of people on the team that do those, and tag teaming with sideline teammates. I know that there were some girls that did one earlier in the month, I think, and yeah, they had fun with that. Okay, who else has a question or a comment?
Mom and I, who's underneath me, and
yeah,
we have a large festival. It's the Apple Festival. I was trying to remember which one it even was, in a town like next to where I live, or where we live. And what was the attendance? Like 80 or 90,000 people or something like that. But it's like $180 to get a booth. What do you think of vendor events? Like, how, I know you said you've only done one. I know some other folks have, but I know it's a great place to make contacts, but is it really going to be worth either? I'm not sure. Trisha may join us. I don't know. I haven't even asked her yet, but even if we split it 3 ways, that's still $60 for each of us. And we're all still pretty, we don't have a lot of extra income to commit to doing that if it's not going to be beneficial.
I've only done one, and the one that we did cost $500 for the booth only, not including gas, the food, the pink drink, the samples, the giveaways. So it was an expensive event. It's anytime you do anything like that, it is all a write-off. And so in my mind, when tax time comes at the end of the year, you're either going to be sending a lot of money to Washington, or you're going to be reinvesting it into your business. So both of you are at the point where you'll probably end up paying some taxes. And so having some write-offs would be a good beneficial thing. And I'm kind of at the point where, to me, it's worth a try, even just to try once. It's worth it, in my opinion, to try an online sip and see. It's worth it to try a launch. It's worth it to host an opportunity event. It's worth it to do a vendor event, and just kind of see where your niche is, because it's different for each people. And the region that you live in, I feel like our opportunity events in Tennessee and Maine are very well attended. They've been highly beneficial. The ones here, we don't have a big attendance, and I'm not sure exactly why. Justin thinks it has something to do with the Midwest, the people here. And the same with when we've hosted, like we'd hosted a Christmas dinner and had like reservation for 50 people, and there was 4 people that showed up. So I feel like it's worth trying. And we got a lot of contacts. We got, this is only part of them, like 200 contacts. And we had these little cool things that people filled out so that they could enter the drawing. Whoa, hang on. So it has like their name, and then it has different things that they can check mark, health struggles they have. There's a lot of people with a lot of health problems. And so fruit from those, it kind of depends on the people, I think, that come and how much conversation you're able to have with them. But I say, try it. Sally, have you hosted some?
Hi, yes. I've done 3, excuse me. I've done 3 vendor events, and one, Wendy joined me, and that was great. It's good for making contacts, like you said, but it's a lot of giving. It's a lot of giving of your time and resources. And excuse me, because of health issues, I am overwhelmed with follow-up just because of how my time plays out in the day and how I feel. I'm starting to get some answers and a grip on that. But my last vendor event was during the holidays, and I do not recommend that. People are looking for Christmas gifts, and they're not shopping for themselves. Summertime is good. Yeah, and I always do a door prize. And people are curious, but yeah. I think it's good to get your face out there and your name out there if it's in your own community.
Yeah, I think so too. It gives you a lot of contacts, and it helps you realize if you feel like your circle is small, or you've already kind of went through your Franks list and all your Facebook friends. It helps you realize, like, actually there's a lot of people and there's a lot of need. So follow-up is key with an event like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You look really nice today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is, don't tell like the Mary Kay ladies, but I slept in my makeup. That's horrible. But sometimes I'm like, I got all fixed up and it took me time. I fixed my hair. I can't, like, just for a couple hours, seriously?
To go along with that, I just had another question. Now I just lost it. Oh shoot. Sorry, we were at the fair all day yesterday. My brain is dead today. Oh man.
It'll come back.
Yep.
Might come back at 3 a.m.
That's right.
Yeah, I think vendor events are important for your presence in your community. I think it establishes who you are you do Plexus. Hey, that's the Plexus lady. And Shelby Mast, she's a gold in this area, and she's in Tuscola. And she was saying that, she said, sticking with it, she said, there is huge validity to just simply not quitting. Because she said, she's like, I have a totally different team now than when I started 2 years ago. And she said, so there's people that were friends of my downline, and I'm the one still doing Plexus. And so I've established myself that, hey, I'm the Plexus girl. And so she's like, you basically clean house, because people have to watch for a year or two before they decide they need it, and they'll come to you. So I think, yeah, definitely that establishing thing is really true.
Hey, Jess, when is that Apple Festival? When is
It is Labor Day weekend, Mom? Is that right? No, it's like September 14th, 15th, 16th, something like that. It's in September, which here is going to be definitely nice weather, could be coolish, but it's usually a huge crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And
Do
then
you know other Plexus people in your area?
Yes.
You could split it.
Yes, they know. Yeah, they know. Brenda Martin's sister-in-law. She just went Emerald.
So she's got a fair run team here. I did remember what I was going to ask about product at the events, because I know a lot of people want, like when I've done other companies, people want something they can take home right now. Like they don't want to place an order and wait for it, but yet that's not really what Plexus does, and that's not really what I want to do. Did you have product at yours that you sold straight up, or did you just have everybody order?
We had giveaways, and we had a laptop if people wanted to order.
Did anybody order
a couple things and just see if you sell them, because they would be that way if people want them. But yeah, I decided, you know what, that would be too costly and hard to kind of keep track of. To me, the beauty of it is, and Leaders Retreat credits, like you want new customers and new ambassadors.
Yeah.
Megan,
Mm-hmm.
do you use Lexi much?
I bought it and I have not ever touched it.
Me too.
I am not very techie. I know that there's some people on the team that love it, and there is a huge help to them. Janelle Bontico is one. She loved it from the get-go and was all over it. So she might be one to reach out to, or even make a post on the team page and ask who is utilizing it and then plug in with them. I'm not very techie, and I honestly, ever since convention, we've been literally running and traveling, and it's been a big job just to keep up with the normal stuff. So
Yeah,
I'm all for tools to help life be easier. So
yeah, it would be great if I could figure it out.
Hey, I did the same thing, and so did Val and Sally. So I'll make a post today and see if we can't get Janelle to give us some tips.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm going to speak up for Mom because she won't. She bought it and she tested it and sent me a couple emails, just using me as a pretend person. Sent a couple emails and a couple texts and stuff like that. But she is actually rather techie. I know people her age are not, but she is. Like I said, she's not going to say that for herself. But so I don't know if you've had any more time to play with it or not, but you'd be one to figure it out, I'm sure. I didn't buy it. I just was at a point where I was like, I'm not going to use it right now. I'm going to wait.
yeah. Okay. Any other quick questions?
I know you recorded this, but what were the 2 things that you recommended we invest in at the beginning?
Oh, the Secret Code to Success book.
Yes.
And the IPA journal. So this,
Very good.
I'll actually reread this. It's that good.
Yes. Absolutely, yes. Yeah, Dolores made me read that. She doesn't know that, but I was like, okay, fine. I'll read it. And it's so, so good. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and Fallon, okay, another thing I just want to mention is that our journeys, this team is a steadfast team. We are full of people who believe in the products because they work for us, and we're slower growing on the business side, but we are steadfast. And so I feel like our consistency and our future success is going to be a huge testimony to the world, really, about that it's possible for anybody. So I think we have a niche, and we have a reason for continuing, because not everybody's journey is going to be as fast as Megan's or those two gals that she mentioned who added 14 in a month or 20 in a month. And so we have to continue to feed our belief and continue to revisit our why, because it's really hard. It's hard to stay focused. You know, life comes at us from all different directions, and we're like, why are we still doing this? So it's really important that we write that down, and then write it down again, and then ask ourselves again, why are we doing this? And I love that for Megan and for myself, and I think for each one of you guys, our why always, for all of us here on this call, the why started with the products. Mm-hmm. We needed the products, and they really did work, and they really did help us. And so when we go back to that very initial why, then we have our why for sharing, because there are people out there who are suffering, who need this. And I think it's kind of an exercise in building our faith. You know, it's does God really want us to help other people, or does he not want us to help other people? And I mean, that's what I think. When I think about helping other people because the products gave me my life back, then I have the courage to share again. You know, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I totally agree. And yeah, your team is like so consistent. Some teams like are like this and constant. Like that is a very, very beneficial and awesome thing you guys have going, because you guys have gotten people introduced to the products and they love them. This is another thing that I would say is you never know the cool thing is you may be 2 months away from signing up a Lynn or a Brooke Hemingway. Amy Paul was maybe gold. I don't remember. Maybe Eric was silver. I can't remember. And they signed up Brooke underneath Eric. And then she, like, oh my word, her team has just blown up. She went diamond in a year. That's like insanely fast. And so you never know when you're just right around the corner from really your team doubling in a month. Like that happens. And that momentum sparks momentum. And this is something that I'll say, and I think it, like, sometimes it really clicks with certain people, is the faster you go, the less people you need. Your team this doesn't necessarily apply so much because your attrition is fine. Like, you're very consistent. Your team isn't like losing people. But when you go fast, you don't have to recruit as many people because there's not enough time for people to fall off the bandwagon. So yeah, that's interesting. And always lead with products. Like, we've gotten to where we are leading with products. And I reach out more now about the business. And this is something that I think Jessica really hit the nail on the head when she said, and it clicked with me. She said, the reason why I am so wide, I have so many reds on my team, and we are where we are, is because I have posted about the business from day one. And to me, that was like, oh my word, yeah. That's where I've had my foot on the brake kind of subconsciously. So if you're scared to talk about the business, or you're scared to talk about money, identify why, and then just realize, for the 2 people that it's going to annoy that you talk about money on Facebook, or you talk about the blessing of the business, I think it's all in the way you frame it, for 1. But for 2, there's 25 other people needing a business opportunity or needing money for a car payment or whatever. So, and Plexus, I mean, it's awesome and it's worth it.
Yeah, I really think in Christian circles, talking about money is voodoo. It's like, oh, no, no. And I was just watching Dave Ramsey last night in front of my husband who hates Dave Ramsey. But anyway, and that's the thing. Like Dave Ramsey knows there's this mentality of, ooh, if you have money, then you are evil. And then, he's like, well, if I have a brick and I can either, throw it through your window or I can build a church with it. The brick is amoral and so is the money. And people need to feed their families and they need time freedom and they need hope and help and they need introduced to Dave Ramsey and they need introduced to Jesus, and so how do we do that? We don't tell them, well, you need Jesus, go to church. It's like, well, you're sick, let me help you with that. You're broke, let me help you with that. And then, and then build that relationship. And then they're like, why are you so different? And then you're able to even share Jesus with them.
Exactly.
It's a ministry. It's a mission field.
Mm-hmm. And I think when your mindset is right in light of sharing the business or talking about money or the blessing that I think that totally comes through. Like, I see people on our team sharing about what a blessing the business is or what a blessing the income has been. I'm like, to me, that's not a turnoff. That's a blessing. And I think people watch that and they're like, oh. I mean, I just think about Jessica, her sister-in-law. I was chatting with her and she's like, yeah, Jessica started Plexus. And then she was just talking about like the income and the potential and the blessing. And she's like, I'm like, you can make money with it? Okay, I'll try it. Because she was needing to stay home with her babies and she's senior Ruby. Now, here a couple of years later, I'm like, how awesome.
Yeah, is that Rachel?
Such a blessing, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It is a blessing. But we can't, we have to get that mindset out of our own mind first, train ourselves that that's not a bad thing. And then we kind of have to put on maybe even like waterproof sunscreen. Like, I don't care what your bad mentality is about it, because people do. There's a negativity about talking about money, I think.
And people are negative towards Plexus because they don't understand. People
Absolutely.
typically are negative because they simply don't understand. They have a lot of preconceived ideas and they are very judgmental.
Yes, they are. That's true. And we have to be like, it's okay. You own your feelings and I'll stay healthy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was chatting with Justin and Madeline was within an earshot. And as soon as I said it, I was like, oops, I shouldn't have said that. Close your ears. Because I was just saying, I feel bad that this particular people that are close to me, they are weird about Plexus. And I'm like, because of their mindsets. And Madeline's like, so Mom, are you going to quit Plexus because of it? I'm like, nope. I mean, I can't. Like, they simply don't understand, or they simply have not asked questions so that they could understand and learn more. They're just assuming that
Right.
I'm this way, or that I'm focused on this and this is my idol now, or this is, you have
Right.
I feel those vibes that people have but I'm not quitting because
I get that.
I can't build my life off of some one person's wrong negative ideas about what it is, or it's just
Right. You can't have Justin go back to work 12 hours a day all summer just because someone else doesn't understand that you're helping thousands of people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Exactly.
Thank you. I want to thank you guys for that commentary right there, because that is what I've been struggling with
Yeah.
the last week or so. It's been really hard. I'm very empathetic, so I really feel other people's emotions. And when I have one negative person or anything, I have a hard time shaking that off. So it is very hard. So I've been struggling. So I really appreciate that commentary, because that really helps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think people look at me and they think, well, it's easy for you. You don't have negativity. You don't have people that don't join you. You don't have close friends saying bad things about you, or family members or sisters that don't ever say one word. And it stings, it hurts. And especially when it's people close to you, and especially when it's not said to your face, it's said behind your back and it gets back to you. Like that, I agree. And also, I'm perceptive and I'm somewhat yellow. Like, I think people just think I'm red and I'm driven and I want to get it done, but I am yellow, and I am very perceptive. And so sometimes I misjudge what people are thinking, but a lot of times I am with you, Fallon. It's when you're empathetic and you can see where people are coming from, or they share their perspective. It's almost like, I think it goes back to what Wendy shared about knowing your why, having a rock solid why, and certain goals. Because honestly, people can't argue with, one, your own health testimony. They can't argue when you have a why so solid that's about other people. It's about helping other people achieving their goals. When your why goes way past you, it goes way past any sort of money or accolade recognition that you could get. People can't argue with that. And when you're solid on that, it just, I mean, they can shoot those negative things to us, but we're solid because we're like, well, that's really not the way it is. Or, I mean, it opens that dialogue maybe. But I get it. I understand. And so that's why I feel like these type of calls, especially when they're a little bit smaller, and it's maybe just one thing that someone says, it's like, that clicked with me. And so like maybe the 1,000 of the words that were shared on here were not applicable, but this thing that Wendy just shared is the reason why we're on, right? So yeah. Okay, guys, it's been an hour. We got to pop off.
Okay, hey, Megan, I have one other thing to follow that up with. Man, when I joined and you joined, we had that weekly team call from Tamara, and that was gold for me. And it is not available. Like, I cannot. I've asked you. I've asked Tamara the things I've found online. I cannot find them. I've asked Tamara. Like, she doesn't know. She's like, I think they're still available somewhere. But we have that in our brains, but we can't duplicate that information for our teams. And it's really frustrating because every single day I listen to an hour of that while I walk. And there's one particular one that I think would help my whole team, and that is the shield of confidence. The shield of confidence is just what you said. Okay, so somebody comes to you with a negative, and then you have this shield of confidence, which doesn't mean like, oh, I to you, but it's just like you can just take it and absorb it and then give them something positive back. Like, well, I don't really know about that. Like, oh, I don't really know about Advocare Spark, but what I do know is that Plexus products are non-GMO. We have all natural ingredients. We don't have any artificial sweeteners. It's pink, for goodness sakes, because of beetroot. There's all kinds of clinical studies that prove that it's effective, and then a testimony. Right. And so I know two things are like, anyway, they can't take our truth away. Our truth is our experience, our clinical studies, our ingredients, but that call really helped me. Do you know the shield of confidence? Do you remember that?
I have asked Tamara. Let me ask her about that one specifically. I did post one by Rhonda Shaw. It was underneath the Success Live Speed video because it was really, really good. It's kind of a similar idea, like building your belief in 4 areas. So that when you do get some negativity, you're rock solid in what you believe, and you're not like, oh man, I have no idea why our probiotic is better, or you have no idea like why our business is better, so.
So you had one that was similar, and it's by who? Is it called?
Rhonda Shaw. It's called The 4 Pillars of Belief, I think. I can tag you in it. It's on our team.
Yeah.
I just
Rhonda Shaw. 4 Pillars. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that may be at least similar, and we can, revise it to fit that shield of confidence thing. It may be the same thing even. I don't know. Okay.
I'll ask Tamara though, because she can find it for us.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, thanks to guys for popping on.
Megan. Thank you so much for your time. I really do.
Welcome.
Thank you to all my teammates for making time for this. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You're all consistent. All right.
Okie doke.
Good. Now this is recorded. I'll be able to share this, Megan?
Yes. Yep. I will upload it to YouTube, and then I'll send you the link.
Okay, so it will only be able to be seen if they have a link. Is that right?
Oh, no, I'll just upload it to my YouTube channel from Zoom, and
Okay.
then it'll be accessible to anyone who clicks on it.
Oh, okay.
Okie doke. Thanks, guys, for popping on.
All right.
Have a
Okay.
great afternoon.
All right. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.